Everyone, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 4:15 on September 16th, 2014. Let me read this to you, then we'll get right to it. The website in this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research. And please, make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I'm not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. With that said, let's take a look. Well, something happened today that we've kind of been on the lookout for, and that is a break above our upper resistance line in what had been a descending channel. But I think when you back out from it and put it in a little bit longer term context, where this showed up, it should be serving as a bull flag. Now, the breakout today was not a technically significant breakout, but I think from the looks of it, you can see there's clearly something going on. You might say, well, why did the move stop at 2002 and a few pennies? Well, I've got the reason for you. It ran into this oval on the chart, and apparently all of the people in the financial markets and all of the composite stocks and everything must have been looking at this live chart. And they said, and they phoned each other there in the after lunch and said, we're getting real close to Jim's oval, so let's just cool it a bit. Let's cool this thing down. We don't want to go breaking that oval. Well, I tell you what, I am going to where is my handle for this thing? I cannot find my oval head. That is the strangest thing. There it is. Let's get rid of the oval. So that may not happen tomorrow. Basically, I think the idea here is that once we got out of this descending channel, then we should mount an attack back up on this neckline. Now, obviously, today's move failed to make that. And with what we see today being turned back at 2002, it's really up in the air where we sit on the chart as to whether or not we have a follow-through move tomorrow to test that line, or if we pull back to retest this broken resistance line. Either one of those things would make perfectly good sense, and either one of them could happen. So that said, we're looking tomorrow at a downside possibly of giving up 9 or 10 points, or an upside of picking up 12 or 13 points. I can't tell you. I wish I could, but I really can't. All I can do is put these lines on the chart, and then we have to let the market decide from which angle it's going to either attack something or retest something. But the good news is that we have very likely turned this resistance line now into support. And that being the case, the next logical move should be at some point either with or without a back test on this line. The next logical move should be a move to test the highs that we saw in the earlier part of September. If we zoom in on the chart like a 5-minute chart, I'll be frank, you really can't. You're hard pressed to try to pick up anything of any significance. It just sort of looks like we actually opened the market down a bit, which kind of was a good sign, to open down and then overcome that little gap and then power on up. There's that nice move that we made from about 1985 to 1997. That came pretty briskly, but then you can clearly see kind of a rolling over. So as I mentioned, there's really not quite enough information given what we see that's happened today, to get a distinct feel for what tomorrow may bring. All I can say is, if this behaves as a typical chart, this should now be support. Even though we're not technically significantly above it, I still think we should get some support here. And this could be resistance. But keep in mind that we are looking at a potential inverted head and shoulders pattern, and you can see that even though I first mentioned this about 2.5 weeks ago, everything that has happened since that first very, very premature mention, and I try to make that really clear, that it was highly speculative that maybe this is what we're going to see. But everything that's happened in the past 2.5 weeks has just been adding more and more evidence that looks that way. So if this were a Wheel of Fortune game, and we'd bought all the vowels, and the only one letter was missing, that's kind of where we sit right now. It sort of looks like it's all over except for solving the puzzle. And the puzzle will be solved if and when we get over this neckline. So guys, I think it was a good day. Would have liked to have seen a close over 2,000, but I can live with that. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this. I know we've really been zeroed in on this one thing for the past couple of weeks, but I think it's worth it. So let's see if we get this pattern coming to fruition in the days ahead. As always, thank you for your time, and thank you for your support.